Osaka is known as the kitchen of Japan. So in this video, we are going to put that statement into the test. And what better way to test it out than street food? We are going to start at this location that sells Osaka specialties, such as takoyaki, okonomiyaki, or yakisoba. But what we are looking for is something called Kyabetsu-yaki. It starts off with a thin layer of batter, tons of cabbages, crunchy bits, add an egg, let it grill for a while, smears of okonomiyaki sauce, and there you have it, a Kyabetsu-yaki. It tastes similar to okonomiyaki, but you can think of this as a cheaper version of okonomiyaki because it only contains cabbage and egg. It is a pretty nice and cheap snack. At this next location, we are going to try something called Mitarashi Dango Pie. It is a pie filled with Mitarashi Dango. Mitarashi Dango is a type of rice dumpling covered in sweet soy sauce glaze. The pie itself looks quite nice and flaky with a sugar coating. But when you cut it open, you will find the Mitarashi Dango inside. But the dango is quite different, as the sweet soy sauce is inside the dango, unlike the typical Mitarashi Dango where it is glazed over. Let's try it out while it is still warm. The filling is still hot, but this is pretty good. The pie is flaky and you get a nice chewy texture from the dango. They also put a red bean paste to act as a glue between the pie and the dango. Overall, it was a pretty unique pie. Eating street food in Osaka is not complete without trying takoyaki. So we are going to visit this place called Takohachi. The reason why we came to this place is because here, you can have a little bit of Osaka specialties in one meal. And it is called Osaka set. The set consists of 4 items. The first item is takoyaki. You might notice that it looks different from a typical takoyaki. That is because it is plain. They put all of the condiments on the table, so you can put as little or as much as you want. But what's unique about this place is that the takoyaki is served with a soup. Doesn't really add anything. In fact, it makes things worse because it makes the takoyaki soggy. Maybe it's not for me, so I will just go with the sauce and mayonnaise. The second item is negiyaki, or Japanese scallion pancake. It is similar to okonomiyaki, but instead of cabbage, they put scallion. Well, as the name implies, it is mostly negi, or green onion. The taste is pretty good, and it has a nice crunch. And I guess this is pretty healthy. Then we have something called ikayaki. Tako in takoyaki means octopus. And in this case, ika in ikayaki means squid. And it is delicious. I prefer this over takoyaki, mainly because it is served in some form of a pancake, so it is not as mushy as takoyaki. And the last item is okonomiyaki. Although their okonomiyaki is not for me, the batter is too thick and it doesn't have much topping either. But overall it is pretty good, and you get to try a little bit of everything. On a hot summer day, What's better to eat than ice dog? That's right, it's not hot dog, but ice dog. And as the name suggests, it is similar to hot dog, but it is cold. It uses a hot dog bun, but instead of sausage, it is stuffed with soft serve. You can see that they fried the bun because it is quite oily, but it makes the bun crispy and warm, and it goes well with the cold soft serve. The soft serve itself is pretty good. Here I got a mix of matcha and vanilla. This may be a simple snack, but it seems that the store is quite popular, because the entire store is filled with signs and photos. And I can see why. It is quick, cheap and delicious. At this next location, we are going to try Castella. More specifically, a bite-sized Castella. On a stick. A long stick. Basically, it is just a regular tiny Castella, but skewered in a really long stick. The stick is so long that it wobbles. Hence the name, gura-gurabo, or wobble stick. I don't think you can even see how big this thing is. Now I wonder how do I eat this thing? In total, there are 16 Castella in this one stick, plus a chocolate cone at the bottom. It is sweet and quite dense. It tastes like a regular plain Castella, with nothing inside. Just be aware that if you bring this with you, you will become the center of attention. Once you reach the bottom of the stick, you can eat it with a chocolate cone, which is mostly just a strawberry flavored chocolate. They also have a taller stick with 20 pieces, and it sure is wobbly. But it doesn't come with a chocolate cone. Instead, they use this paper tower as a base. Well, technically it is just a Castella, but it looks interesting. Our next item is not necessarily Japanese food. It is a croissant. But we came here to try their Cinderella croissant, which is supposedly filled with Hokkaido cream. And it was delicious. The croissant is buttery and flaky, but the cream is really good. It is quite thick, creamy, but not overly sweet. While we are on the topic of croissant, I also want to briefly mention this place that sells mini croissant. You can get a bag of plain mini croissants, or choose from their selection of flavored croissant. For me, simple is the best. Plus it is cheaper. A bag of 5 plain croissants is 300 yen, but a piece of flavored croissant is 230 yen. So this piece of mini croissant is only 60 yen. And for 60 yen, it is pretty good. It got some layers and lightly brushed with sugar. Perfect as a bite-sized snack. So that is the end of our Osaka street food tour. Let me know which one would you like to try. But that's gonna do it for now. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.